Welcome to the Paws Perspective.
The podcast where we help dog owners feel calmer, clearer and more confident by understanding what's really going on behind their dog's behaviour.
We're Pat and Molly from Flying Paws Dog Training, and each episode we break down behaviour, training and real life challenges in a way that actually makes sense.
From puppies and adolescents, breed traits and everyday training struggles, we focus on working with your dog's instincts, not against them.
Whether you're trying to prevent problems before they start or you're feeling stuck and not sure what to do next,
you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, clip on the lead,
and let's get into today's episode.
Afternoon, Molly. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. We're going to get started with this. We've had a couple of false starts today.
We have, yeah.
Never mind. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about the advice we ignore as dog trainers.
Interesting.
Yes.
I suppose it's a bit like a lot of professions. They, do as I say, not do as I do. Or yes. I didn't say that very well, did I?
No, you didn't.
Everyone will know what I mean, though. It's an interesting one with this sort of thing, and it's. I guess we do give out a lot of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Some days we give out a hell of a lot of advice, but we don't always follow our advice like we ask other people to, do we?
No, not always.
Why do you think that is?
I think sometimes you just know too much, don't you? That you could, like if it was a client's dog, it's sometimes easier.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can take the step back and you can look at everything logically, but when you're in it, you sometimes can go, well, I've got 6 different options of things to do, and you can't sit there and work out, well, that would be a problem for that and that would be a problem for that, like you could with a client, to narrow it down to, 1, 2 or 3 options.
Yeah. It's it's a little bit interesting. I guess one of the things that one of the very early things that we don't take advice with.
The longest sentence in history.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking at the same time. Is sometimes the vets say don't take your dog out, your pup out.
Yeah.
And I took Zen out.
You probably need to really clarify what you're saying, because that sounds so vague. You are talking about before they've had all three vaccinations.
Sorry, yes. That's what I was thinking. And my mouth and brain were doing different things.
They were.
Yes. So obviously there's a risk to that.
Yes.
And we don't, encourage people to do that if they don't want to do that.
No.
But it is good for the pups to get out and see the environment.
I think lack of socialisation can be a bigger problem than risks like parvo. Obviously, the vets are looking at it from a medical perspective, not a behavioural perspective, but there is far more dogs that are impacted by lack of exposure in their socialisation period than would get affected by parvo. In saying that, at the moment, at the time we are recording this week, there are issues with parvo in Tasmania, which is quite a big problem. And every now and then, everywhere probably gets it. There's flare-ups, and at the moment, we're just in a flare-up period. I would, and I know you would, be the same as me. At the moment, I would not be socialising a puppy the way I socialised Fox and you socialised Zen.
No, that's correct, because of the parvo. So
we're not saying just it's a free-for-all going, and socialisation is obviously, we would do it in a very specific way, which is how we explain to our clients, to do it safely. It's not dog parks or dog beaches like a lot of people think. It's sitting and observing, it's judging where the dog's stress levels are at, what they're coping with, what they're not coping with, Bunnings, pet shops, all of these sorts of places. But pet shops as well do have an inferred risk, because lots of dogs go there.
That's
you don't
correct.
know. Bunnings is probably a little bit the same too, actually. You don't know if the dogs that are going in are up to date with their vaccinations.
No, that's true. The interesting thing with that is when Zan was a pup, to go to Bunnings, you had to have him in a trolley, which in a way was good because got him off the ground. But you took Fox in when he was a pup, and you just walked around because they didn't need to be in trolleys.
Yeah, but also he was fine. If he wasn't as confident as what he was, I would probably put him in a trolley.
Yep.
Looking back, maybe not because he wasn't confident, probably just would have been easier to have a puppy in a trolley at times. And not easier necessarily for how he acted, easier to avoid hands that would come out of nowhere. But, that's also something that has helped him be able to deal better with those sorts of things anyway. So this is where there's pros and cons, and this is why you take your advice and you don't take your own advice at times.
Yeah, definitely. So that's one thing. I'd get them out. Another thing that you sometimes think of when you're a trainer, you sort of overthink things a bit too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You can put a lot of pressure on yourself unintentionally.
Yeah. And sometimes, I suppose it's like a lot of things, you know a bit too much, and sometimes that can be harder.
You think you should know better.
Yeah. And you can see things or see problems, potential problems with lots of things. So you sort of can put pressure on yourself sometimes, can't you, with those sorts of things?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that can be a little bit of a problem. And I think just because you're a dog trainer, you don't have the perfect dog.
No.
We all have struggles with our dogs, just the same as our clients, everyone else. So we're in the same boat a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can compare your dog to other dog trainers' dogs.
Do you compare them to other dog trainers' dogs, or do you sometimes think, and I know one trainer in particular comes to mind, who trainers can struggle with what other people perceive as the idea of a dog trainer's dog. I don't think so much it's comparing them to other dog trainers specifically. I think it's just the idea sometimes what you think other people have in their head of what a dog should be like, because it's a dog trainer dog. And we've talked about this on here before, and we'll probably talk about it again, but so many people call Fox perfect in classes, and he's not perfect. He just is in a very controlled, comfortable environment that he has been in for 2 years now. He has been in Tasmania for 2 years last week. So 2 years he's been coming to school, doing puppy classes, doing
all those sorts of
things that he's comfortable.
Yeah, but it's interesting on that. Zan started off along the same way, but he just couldn't cope in that environment.
Yeah, and I think
it was too overstimulating.
Yeah, and this is where I never set out to the Fox going, I bought him to be a demo dog.
No.
He has just naturally fallen into that role with his, I suppose it's his temperament, isn't it? But yeah, like you said, and Zan, I mean, obviously I was there when you had Zan in classes. I think it's probably fair to say 90% of the time he was okay. It was just if there was a dog that matched or exceeded his level, he didn't like that.
No.
He was like, knock down a peg or two, buddy. I'm the one that does that around here. But, sorry, that didn't make for a very good demo dog.
No.
Because he was a bit too unpredictable as to when that 5 to 10% of him was going to pop up. Yeah.
The other probably thing, just talking about my own dog for a moment.
Self-indulging.
Yeah. The other thing with him, to a degree, I guess as we've found as he's got older, he's very quick.
Yeah.
And sometimes
blink and miss it type vibe.
Yeah. So that, again, for a demo dog isn't ideal because if, he does occasionally do things slowish, not really, but yeah.
The other problem that Zan's got, that let's just pick holes at Zan. You know, the other problem that Zan's got that Fox doesn't have, or doesn't have as much, is Zan's a show off. So like he thinks someone's looking at him, and this is why I think he's also we were at a workshop with him last year, and he was doing a trick, and it's on video. I think I definitely sent it to you, but he realised everyone was looking at him, and he turned the show pony on. That's not great for a demo dog either, because he's just trying to be a smart ass. But anyway, off Zan. But this is, you know, these are all the things, like, you made the choice. This is getting well, no, it's not. I suppose this is, you probably ignored advice that people probably, and someone did. Who gave, we won't say who, but I can't remember. You can tell me later. So just keep going. He'll get through it. Yeah. He'll be right. You ignored that and made the judgment call of, this is not the right environment for him. And it's not the right environment for the other dogs that are coming to us. So you got to think. No one was winning.
No, that's right. And I think, you know, we probably picked it reasonably early on, and we tried a little bit of management, but that sort of still didn't really give everyone the
he probably, like, he liked the crate. He probably didn't like the crate as much as Fox either.
No. So, and we don't want to have bad experiences with crates, and it wasn't the right environment. So, yeah, we did, like you say, ignore what some people said. And
yeah, this also links back into, like, something else that we mentioned in this, that it can be like, you essentially, in a technical term, lowered your criteria for him.
Yes.
You went, this environment is too hard, let's drop it back. And I reckon at one point, you tell me if you think I'm wrong, you might have thought that he would have moved back into there at some stage.
Oh yeah, look, I would have liked him to have been able to have done that, and I thought, yeah, maybe as he got a little bit older, he would be able to go back in and cope with it.
But what he has been able to do, and what I never thought Murphy was going to be able to do, but Murphy is obviously not doing it
now.
Well, he's done 2 in the last maybe 7-8 months, but is do the private lessons where we need a dog. Yeah. And that's where Zan's better, because we can pick the dogs and we can, but he's also grown up a lot as well since then.
Yeah. And
but this is lowering your criteria and going, that's what he can cope with.
Yeah.
And for you, if he never, which he has never made it back to a class demo dog, it wasn't the end of the world.
No,
because you never got him to be a demo.
That's exactly right. I just thought it might have been something that he might have been able to do, and it would have benefited clients, but that just wasn't his gig, so he didn't do it. But you know, he can go to workshops and do things like that, and he's fine. And I think he does a pretty good job with our private lessons. He can go reasonably slow, but he can also go very fast.
Thanks to me, he can go reasonably slow. I've found his slow gear. No, he can. But I think this is, you know, like, getting back, this not being 100% about us.
Or Zan.
It is hard to lower criteria with your own dog, because you've got this goal in mind. Yeah. Even if it's not, like, you know, you said it wasn't a goal, it was like something you would have liked, but it's still a picture you have with your dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we can get so focused on that we miss who they actually are.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, sometimes, it's a good point. You do have to lower your criteria so that,
Criteria also, I don't want to get too technical and bogged down into it. Like, it can be really hard to work out how far to lower your criteria, and how much to lower your criteria, and how quickly to move criteria for. Like, this is where it can get really. On the surface, it doesn't sound that technical, but you know, does it need to go back 1 step, 2 steps, 10 steps? Can we move forward 2 steps, 1 step, 5? Like, it's, you know.
And I think again, being a dog trainer, you know a bit too much sometimes, and then you overthink it, don't you?
You do. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think we as dog trainers too, you're probably better at this than a lot of people, but
is that a compliment?
Yeah, don't get used to it. People now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right. People see management as a failure.
Yes.
And I think sometimes being a dog trainer, like if you've got to put them back on the lead, or if they have to have a rest time in the crate, or sometimes it can feel like, well, they should be past that. They should be able to do that. But like, you can talk about management because it's like, I think you think if everyone just managed everything, we wouldn't have jobs.
No, we probably wouldn't. No.
Isn't it good that people don't?
I don't think there's a problem at all with managing your dogs.
I can tell you when there's a problem, when management holds them back to progressing forward. But that is very individual. So yesterday, Fox and I went for a walk with a friend and her two dogs, and they were off lead in a bush area, and I thought at one point when we were walking, I thought, because he has been off lead in environments since he was little, he is able to cope a lot better in new environments. He'd never been to this area, and he had the two other dogs to run around with, so there was, a lot of pros. But sometimes if you manage things too much, you get stuck in management. Yeah. And it's really hard to move forward.
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes management is also a really important part of just daily life with your dog.
Yeah.
To stop going out on roads, to stop running up to people, like,
those sorts of things. Definitely.
It's a sort of double-edged sword in some ways.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Chasing things that they shouldn't be chasing, those sorts of things. So.
We're getting back to Zanny. Seagulls.
Yeah. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with management, and sometimes it's necessary. It's not a failure.
No, it's not a failure. But I think if you do want to move past certain types of management,
you do need to keep moving.
Yeah. So I suppose now we've covered all of that to a degree. Like, there is a certain type of irony, I suppose, isn't there, in ignoring your own advice, what you would sit there and tell other people.
Yeah, I know. And sometimes I suppose we try to maybe we go too fast, speed things up a little bit sometimes. And we do. We sit there and, you tell a client to do blah, 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 and then we go home and do something different. And then when you actually might sit down, you go, well, what would I tell a client? Oh, well, I'd tell them to do this. Well, why aren't I doing it?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I think I haven't got time or...
And I mean, going sideways slightly, I had that with Fox the other week.
Yep, what happened?
He was just doing some really weird things, and I said to you, it's not him. And I'd had a few other people tell me, and since this has all happened, I've also had a few other people tell me, oh, well, it's just his age.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, it's where he's at. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not him. Like, I can appreciate that he's going to change. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, fundamentally, some of the things he's doing is not him. And after it sort of, we'd had a issue, we were going home. I went home and I said to you, like, oh, no, sorry, we'll come back from school. Sorry, I wasn't going home. I was thinking about it more on the way home. We came back from school and I said to you, if this was a client, we would be telling them to go to the vet.
Yeah.
And get a vet check.
Yeah.
And we booked into the vet the next day and he had pain.
Yeah. Yeah. So
our problems aren't magically solved, and our problems are very specific, which is why I'm not talking about them in more depth, because I don't want things to get misconstrued, because they could very easily, like, I know this is sounding really hypothetical right now, I'm very loosey-goosey, but things could be very misconstrued without actually laying it down. We don't have time for that. But he has been different, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And but again, it was, you've got to get to a point where sometimes you say, what would I say to a client?
And honestly, I'd probably been thinking for a while, should I do something? And it just got to a point where it was like, yeah.
I've got to do something.
But I said to you, and you went, "Oh, do you think he needs to go to the vet?" And I was like, "No." And then I was like, "No, yeah, he does." And I rang you the next morning and I said, "I'm not going to be in because I'm taking him to the vet."
Yeah.
So it was just.
But we tell our clients that all the time.
Get a vet check.
Yeah, no. And it's just something that we don't think straight away.
And honestly, our favourite ones are the ones that go and get vet checks when we tell them to get vet checks.
I know. And then we don't do it, or it takes us a while to do it. So
yeah. But I think this all comes back to there is an emotional side to living with dogs.
Oh yeah.
They are part of the family.
They are.
They are super important. And I think that's one thing that's the same through all our clients, isn't it? That they all care about their dogs.
Yeah, that's why they're coming.
And we're exactly the same.
Yeah, of course.
Even though you don't love Zanny.
No, but I do sometimes.
But they're still, our dogs are still dogs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course they are.
And I think sometimes too, dog trainers, and I'm not necessarily talking about anyone specific, but they put their own dogs up on pedestals to go, look, this is what my dog can do.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We've probably done that at times too, to get a message across or to show something or, whatever. But we're also really big on, hey, look how unperfect they are too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you've got to show that side of them, because they're definitely not perfect, and we're not looking for perfect dogs.
Yes, we are. No, we're not. But I think it's like everything, isn't it? When we start taking our own advice, and again, Fox is recently the example of that I did exactly what we would have told a client to do before it got to the point that it got to.
Yeah.
And we would probably be so much further ahead than what we are now.
Yeah.
And,
once again, we don't take our own advice.
No. But it's also coming back to that emotional side, the difference between knowledge and emotional decision making, which are two very different parts of your brain, and they don't always overlap very well, do they?
True.
So, have you got any more thoughts on this? I've probably just rambled for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, just let you ramble. That's fine.
It'd be nice if you let me do that all the time.
Oh, no, it's just, there are things that we're not perfect, I guess, like our dogs, and sometimes we should take our own advice. Sometimes we don't, and sometimes there's things that we don't listen to, and we do our own thing. Yeah,
and I think the biggest thing we probably want people to take away from this, isn't it, and why we've done this episode is, we struggle.
Oh, of course we do.
We've, talked to a lady that's one of the best dog trainers in Australia, and she'll tell you she struggles at times with dogs. Yeah. She'll have dogs that make her go, how the hell am I going to do this?
Yeah.
And that's, I suppose in a way, as a dog trainer, I probably shouldn't say this as a general, but you like those dogs.
Yeah.
Because
they teach you something.
Yeah. And I've always said, Zan's probably lucky he ended up with you, because no one else would not care as much as you do about half the shit that he does.
Oh, he's just, he doesn't stress me though. He's just a funny little fella.
Stresses me.
Yeah. I just don't worry about him. He's all right.
Glad he's yours. I do love him, but I'm glad he's yours.
Yeah,
I'm thinking he's glad that I'm not his mum sometimes when he looks at me. Telling him to stop barking, and he's like, why?
He'd probably not get away with as much as if you had him as well.
Do you know, actually you do know, but you know what he hates when he comes to my house to be babysat? And I have told him this is a non-negotiable.
Probably not rushing out the door.
That is exactly it. And I've said to him, there are 3 dogs here, and there are 3 dogs, and you are the smallest one. Murph will trample you these days. He doesn't care. Fox has got it worked out. Fox is like, you wait out of Murphy's way, because Murph's he's like, I'm nearly 11. Weight doesn't matter anymore. I don't care. I'm going where I need to go.
Zan'd be gone. Shunk.
Zan's trying to squeeze out the door past Murph, and Fox is at the back going, this is a shit show.
I'll wait for everyone.
But this is also, I suppose, again, probably one more thing before we wrap this up is, and I think I did a Facebook post on it a little while ago, but Like, what actually matters to you?
Yeah, that's a big thing,
Like,
isn't it? Yeah.
For you, Zan is your only dog. So if you still had your other dogs, waiting at the door might be a bigger deal.
Oh yeah, and it probably was. Like he's waited at times. I just don't let him. I don't worry about it that much at the moment. Sometimes I do, going out the front door or something. But yeah, when Riley and Tanner were around, if we're all crowded at the door, well, he was probably the smallest then.
It's always the
yeah, he is, and he was probably more at the
for him to be big.
more at the back. And yeah, I probably did get him because he will, like, he'll wait. It's not like he never does.
Also, like, if there's a 2 centimetre gap, stick his fat snoz in there and barge it open and catch her.
He does, but
it doesn't, like, if he does that
here at the moment,
like you said, just to get out of his way.
Yeah, with one dog it doesn't worry, but like you said, when he goes to your place and you got 3, that's a little bit different. So it depends where you are and what matters. It's the same with people getting their dogs to wait before they feed.
I don't, but you do.
Yeah, a little bit. Not
but you do because you take his collar on.
Yeah,
off.
well, yeah,
so that's where you do.
Yeah.
When mine, I mean, Murph probably did when he was younger because I thought that's what you had to do. Like, back 10 years ago, it was a bit more like,
you
did it.
Yeah.
And if I had a dog, and you'd probably be the same, that was really pushy. At their
definitely.
Food bowl, it would be like, okay, this is a thing. But no, my Fox will wait on his mat for his breakfast or his tea, and when he can see the cat bowl goes first and she eats, and then when he sees me turn around to get the other 2 bowls, he just gets up off his mat and
over he comes.
He'll come over, and he genuinely doesn't go for it until it's on the ground. If he did, which he has occasionally done, got a bit pushy, I'll just pick it back up, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay, sorry. But Murph, probably more and more as he's getting older, he's not pushy per se with his food, but he's probably just likes his food a bit more now he's older, as they tend to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not that fussed if he's sort of eating a little bit as it goes down. He's,
you got to give him a bit of leeway too. Like, once your dog gets a little bit old, does it really have to do some of the things maybe it did before? Like, or can you give them a little bit of leeway?
I think this comes back to real life.
Yeah.
Like, good training should feel like it should feel like it's fitting in with your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, for you, I suppose, like, if for some reason you really needed Zen not to barge out the door, you would just put him on a lead.
Oh, yeah. I'd just manage it again.
Yeah.
But
where for me, I don't necessarily want to have to put a 26 and a 45 kilo dog on the lead and have to manage them at the door.
Yeah.
In a normal everyday
situation.
But your front door goes straight out. It's not fenced. So if you really needed him to, you would just either put him behind the baby gate or put him on the lead.
Yep. Which is back to management.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is just the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, we've rambled on about our dogs.
We have, but I think it's they're not perfect.
Oh no, we have the same issues as our clients.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do, probably because we know a bit more than some of our clients. We do overthink things sometimes, but
yeah.
I think that's just natural.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
All right. I hope they've enjoyed it. Our rambling.
That's what a podcast is, isn't it? My little thing slipped.
I think this one seems to have rambled a bit.
28 minutes of rambling. But I think it's important rambling.
I hope so. All right. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to follow us and give us a 5-star rating. And we will see you in the next one.
The next one is slightly exciting. Do we want to tell them now what it is, or do they have to wait?
No, tell them now.
Next week, when this podcast comes out, is what? It's your news, not my news.
Isn't it?
This is your circus. I'm just a monkey.
A monkey. It'll be a birthday next
Whose
episode.
birthday?
Flying Paws.
How old is Flying Paws?
12.
It is 12.
12 years of Flying Paws.
Did you ever think?
Oh, heck. No.
Did you ever think when you took it on as a part-time job, it'd be a full-time job?
No.
It's a multi-award winning business.
No. It's
multinational award winning business.
Yeah, it's a lot. Mm.
We'll save that emotion. You might cry in a second for the next one.
All right. See you in the next one, guys.